Welcome to an introduction to Visual Studio C# and XNA Game Studio. My name is Pat and I'll be your guide. This video will cover how to create a new game and edit its background color. We will create a new project, understand the code template given in the game1.cs file, edit background color, run a program, and stop it. During this time, we will learn the basics of navigating Visual Studio, and in particular, learn how to use IntelliSense to make our code typing more efficient. I love IntelliSense. Remember that to become a great programmer, you will have to practice, study, and definitely never give up. Let's begin. So, a game in XNA is not just one file. There's a whole project structure provided by XNA Game Studio that not only holds your code, but your content as well. Go to File, go to New Project. Here I'm creating a new project, and I have multiple choices. I can create a project for a Windows Phone game, a Windows game, basically just a game that lives on my PC, or even an Xbox 360 game. We're going to do all three of these in this curriculum, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. In addition, you can download certain starter kits and templates from the XNA website. This particular starter kit is the Windows Game State Management Starter Kit. It's a very advanced way of representing the different states in a game. We're going to keep it nice and simple today, and we're going to create a Windows game in XNA 4.0. Let's call the game Moodlight, since that is what you're going to create. And let's browse and stick it wherever you want to stick it, but I'm going to stick mine on my desktop. And there we go. What happens here is that XNA creates a whole project structure for you. Included in that project structure is the content management system. That's this right here. This content management system stores and controls access to your pictures, videos, sounds, and any other content you want to use in your game. Well, when first we start, we have this code in the game1.cs file. If you can't see it, make sure to double click on game1.cs in the Solution Explorer over here. The game1.cs file holds a lot of code that has been created for you. This is our code template for our games. In Visual Studio, documentation can be held in summaries. These summaries can be shrunk. Go ahead and shrink some of these summaries. Just makes looking at the code a lot easier to look at. In fact, let's just shrink everything. Here we can see that we have a constructor for our game1 class, public game1. We have two instance variables, graphics and sprite batch. And lastly, we have these 5 methods: initialize, load content, unload content, update, and draw. I'll give you a quick synopsis right now, but we'll go more in depth later on. Initialize is where we initialize all of our important variables, like the number of lives a player might have. In the load content method, we do exactly what it says, load content, and we'll load the pictures, the videos, the sounds, maybe the three-dimensional models. Maybe we'll even load some sprite fonts for text output. Unload content is a method that we're actually not going to be using very much. We care about unloading content when we have a lot of content being handled. Most of our games are going to be very low in content, and our PC will be able to handle it very well. The two most important methods in this code skeleton are update and draw. Update controls the logic of our game, such as, did I press the A button? Do I have enough ammunition? Or does the enemy see me? Draw handles all the drawing in the game, all the graphical output, like pictures and even videos. So let's see what this program does when we don't do anything to it. How do we run a program? Well, there are a couple ways. You can press this play button here. It says start debugging, F5. Or we can just go ahead and press F5. Go ahead and click the play button. What happens is that Visual Studio will compile your code and then create machine code out of it. If there are any compilation errors, the Visual Studio environment will alert us of the errors and actually try to help us out by describing the errors. So here we are. This is our game right now. A blue screen. A cornflower blue screen, in fact. Go ahead and close this by pressing X up here on the window, or you can press the stop button, or you can press Shift F5. Choose whatever one you wish. Let's go ahead and open up the draw method. And here we see one line of code, the line of code that is responsible for that blue background. We see color.cornflower blue. And what's happening here is that the graphics device is clearing the screen with a certain color. And once again, that's cornflower blue. But there's got to be other colors out there that we can use. I mean, what if I don't want a cornflower blue background? Well, luckily for us, Visual Studio has this great feature called IntelliSense. It's basically my favorite feature. Go ahead and delete cornflower blue, and even delete the dot, and press dot, and here you see a little pop-up menu of all the different possibilities you can pick for the color class. Let's try dark orchid and see what that looks like. Select dark orchid, press F5, or press the play button up here. That's what dark orchid looks like. Beautiful. Go ahead and experiment with other colors. Got all these dark colors. Fuchsia, Gainsborough. Wonder what that's going to be like. Ooh, let's try medium aquamarine. F5. Nice. Not bad. And lastly, let's try papaya whip. Wow. I'm guessing something like a creamy orange. Let's find out. Not at all. So that is basically it, folks. We've created a game, we've edited some code, we've used IntelliSense, we've ran the game, and we've stopped the game. Remember, to be the best programmer you can be, practice, study, and never give up. If you have errors, try to fix them yourself or find someone to fix them for you. But do not give up. The end.